Yeah, Jeff, we're here in downtown Wilmington where city and county officials and descendants are here to remember the 126th anniversary of the 1898 Wilmington Massacre. Yeah, Jake, we're here today at the Eagles Dare, where the United Way of the Cape Fear area is having their fall annual trike race to be able to raise money for the community. These 5 teams behind me are going to have to race these child-sized tricycles in order to win the $500 prize that they'll be able to donate to their nonprofit of their choosing. The Chief Operating Officer for North Carolina Office of Recovery and Resiliency is no longer working there. An office spokesperson confirmed Laura Hogshead is out of the role after Republicans urged her to resign earlier this week. The office recently revealed a $221 million budget deficit. Governor Cooper created the NCORR to help people impacted by Hurricanes Matthew and Florence. Cooper's legislative lobbyist, Pryor Gibson, will take Hogshead's place on an interim basis. North Carolina's 2 senators want the Department of Defense to include our state in a relatively new program that involves 5 other states. Walmart and the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation have announced a 10-year, nearly $35 million renewal of their Acres for America program, and 1 local area will benefit. This year's grant awards include a conservation effort on Topsail Island. It will protect 149 acres of barrier island habitat to preserve sand dunes, maritime shrub forests, and 1.5 miles of shoreline home to multiple endangered species, including sea turtles and piping plovers. The funding will also secure permanent public access for local residents and visitors to increase community recreation opportunities and access to natural spaces. Up next on WWAY News at 6, is Black Friday going to move into the red? We'll tell you why some stores and shoppers aren't concerned about potentially smaller crowds the day after Thanksgiving. North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein visited Wilmington today for a meeting of a regional fentanyl task force. Stein met with district attorneys, federal and local law enforcement from across southeastern North Carolina to coordinate a regional response to the fentanyl epidemic. The task force works in tandem with another statewide task force. One of the task force's main goals is preventing drug trafficking rings from bringing the deadly opioid into the state. Stein notes that although education about fentanyl has come a long way, too many North Carolinians still experience and die from overdoses.
We need to drive that number to as close to 0 as we possibly can. We have to reduce the supply of this poison into our communities. We also have to reduce the demand by helping people who are struggling with addiction overcome that addiction so that they don't want it anymore.
While in Wilmington, Stein honored several people from our area with the Dogwood Awards. The awards recognize those who are working to improve the health, safety, and well-being of others. Some of the recipients were District Attorney John David, Pender County Sheriff Alan Cutler, and Carolina Beach Police Chief Vic Ward. New Hanover County Fire Rescue Captain Steve Hunt, Representative Ted Davis, the founders of Shaboomy Shade, and 2 Wilmington police officers were also recognized.
Thank you, Garrett. Yes, University of North Carolina Wilmington's Marine Quest is joining forces with Battleship North Carolina for the Coastal Climate Science and Engineering Expo. It will be held at Battleship Park on April 30th from 1 to 4 p.m. This will provide opportunities to learn about coastal locations and the science of climate change. This year's theme, Engineering Tomorrow, will emphasize how engineering is helping communities respond to pressures of climate change. Sue Kazillos, the Director of Youth Programs at UNCW, recognizes that the battleship is a highly recognizable symbol for Wilmington and is the perfect location to hold this event. This expo is free to attend and also includes access to the walkway that surrounds the battleship. Participants who wish to visit the battleship may do so by purchasing tickets. Children under the ages of 11 can tour for free accompanied by a ticketed adult. There will also be short waterfront tours offered by Wilmington Water Tours for a small fee. New Hanover County has raised the salaries of first responders by thousands. On April 19th, all of New Hanover County Sheriff's Office, Detention Center, 911 Center, and New Hanover County Fire Rescue's 670 first responders will receive raises ranging from $6,500 to $12,000 more a year. Fire battalion chiefs will receive an almost 18% increase, as well as firefighter apparatus operators and fire captains are to be given an almost 24% increase and firefighters an almost 30% increase, as well as 911 center employees, sheriff's deputies, and attention center workers. The goal of these raises were to reward first responders for their hard work and talent. County staff and commissioners also say that the almost 30% salary increase for some employees will not cost taxpayers any additional money. Officials say that the increases will help New Hanover County pay what the market demands for such vital positions, account for inflations, and compete with other regions for the best people for the job. County Manager Chris Cordiet says they've earned every one of these dollars. This is what it takes to remain competitive and fair to our first responders. Those first responder raises went into effect last Tuesday, April 19th.